the instructions indicated, no? Burahin ko lang, no? Okay. All right. So in this case class, no, isa-isahin lang natin, no? Okay. So switch 0, no? And switch 1, okay? These are Cisco equipments, no? So sino yung switch 0 and switch 1 again? Switch 0 ito, switch 1 ito. Okay? Next. Switch 2, okay? And switch 3 in this case, no? Let's say, no, they are Juniper switches. No? Just for discussion purposes lang po ito, ha, kasi technically yung switch 2 and switch 3 are Cisco switches. Okay? But just for discussionary purposes, no, let's think of switch 2 and switch 3 as Juniper switches. Okay? Now, okay? So between switch 0 and switch 2, ito yung class, no? Okay? Between switch 0 to switch 2, okay? You are tasked, no, to configure. So obviously, switch 0 is Cisco, switch 2 is Juniper, no? So in this case, we need to configure LACP, which is a non-Cisco proprietary. Okay. Next, between switch 0 and switch 1, okay, both of the switches apparently are Cisco switches, no? Hence, we can configure PAGP. Okay. Next, between switch 1 to switch 3, okay, so switch 1 is Cisco, switch 3 is Juniper. We can configure LACP between these switches. Okay. Now, how do we identify a port channel? No, a port channel class, it is basically identified with an ID, with an identifier. Okay. So the normal range, no, the normal port channel ID range, okay, is from 1 to 64. Okay. In some of the switches that I've encountered, yung iba may mga 128 na po, no? 1 to 128. But in this case, on our end, it's 1 to 64. Okay. So, our first task is, no, for step A, uunahin natin yung switch 0 to switch 2. Okay? We will be identifying it as port channel 1. Okay? So how to configure port channel 1, which is in this case LACP, no? Thus, no? So the command is int range FA0/20 to 22. Okay? So ano ba ginagawa ng int range command, no? With the int range command, it allows us to simultaneously configure the interfaces. Hindi mo na kailangan isa-isahin. Okay? Next, okay? This is what, no? This is how Etherchannel is configured. There is a command, channel-group followed by the port channel ID. In this case, let's use port channel ID 1. Okay? Space followed by the command mode. Okay? So ito na yung scenario kanina, no? 'Di ba may endpoint 1, endpoint 2 ka? Okay? So sa LACP, what are the two different scenarios in which we can create LACP? Set them both as active, 'di ba? Or yung isa active, yung isa passive. So in this case, no? So let's configure this in switch 0. Okay, let's configure it as active. Okay. After which, no, interface port-channel space 1 to create the port channel. Okay. Then configure it as trunk, switch port mode trunk. Then activate the set port channel. Okay. So that is how we configure a port channel. Hindi pa po tayo tapos, no? Wait lang, gagawin ko pa yung script for switch number 2. Okay? So for switch number 2, what's the command for switch number 2? Okay, it's the same, no? Ang pinagkaiba lang in this case, let's configure. Okay? Ano sige? Switch 0 gawin nating passive. Okay? Si switch 2 ang gawin nating active. Okay. So, we'll be configuring switch 0 and switch 2 respectively. Sabayan niyo po ako, class, ha? Don't worry, I'll be sharing with you my screen. No? Let's start with switch 0. I'll be sharing with you my screen. Kita po yung switch 0, class? Kita po?
Yes po,
Yes po,
sir.
sir.
Yes.
Okay. So this is the command. Int range FA0/20-22. Channel dash group space 1 space mode passive. Okay. Then after which, okay, maganda mag no shot na rin, no? Dagdagan ko na lang. Next is create the port channel itself. Port channel 1, switch port mode trunk. Then no shot. That's the command. No? Wait lang po, I'll be posting the command in the chat message. Ayan po, class. Was everyone able to follow in switch 0? Class?
Yes po, sir.
Sige, next.
Sir? Sir, may
Yes.
problem po sa akin. Ang sabi po sa akin, cannot bundle.
Don't worry, kasi we haven't yet configured switch number 2.
Okay po, sir.
Kasi, di ba, we're still on switch 0. We
Okay.
need to configure switch number 2 so as we can complete the link bundling. Don't worry.
Okay po, sir. Thank you.
Class, can everyone see my switch 2?
Yes po.
Yes po, sir.
Kita po, sige. Okay. So type enable conf t, okay. Int range FA0/20-22. Channel dash group space 1 space mode. So kanina sa switch 0 we configured it as a passive. In this case, we'll be configuring switch 2, the other endpoint, as active. Okay, then create the port channel itself, interface port channel 1, switch port mode trunk, no shut. Okay, that's the command. Are you able to configure? Are you finished configuring switch number 2, class?
Yes po, sir.
Yes po,
Yes po.
Now, I'll be showing you a command. Sir, how do we validate our Etherchannel? Now, there is a command. Ito po. I'll be typing it. Show Etherchannel summary. Pakigawa po yung command na yan. Show space Etherchannel space summary. Nagawa po, class?
Yes po.
Okay. So, let's check the output, no? Ito. So, there are actually 4 columns. You have group, port channel, protocol, and what are the ports. Okay? So, with this command, it allows you to have a glimpse, no, of the currently used and configured link bundles or Etherchannel on your switch. Okay, so apparently from this end, number of channel groups in use there is 1. Number of aggregators, meaning the port channel ID, it's also 1. Okay, so group, no, this corresponds to the port channel ID, which is 1. The port channel, so this is PO1. Okay, so di ba binanggit ko kanina, the port channel IDs are from 1 to 64. Okay, so we use 1. Okay, now what does SU mean? Ano yung SU? Okay, so S stands for a layer 2 ether channel. Okay, so pag sinabing layer 2 ether channel, this is a trunk. Okay, then big capital U, this is use. Okay, kaya nga in use, ayun, no, may isa. Okay, next, the protocol, no, ito yung types, no, so in this case it's LACP kasi switch 0 is Cisco, switch 2 is Juniper, no. Then as you can see on the fourth column, the ports, these are the bundled ports under this port channel. Okay, so you have 20, 21, and 22. Okay, now there is an open and close parenthesis code, no, yung P. What is P? Capital P in this case, no? It is in port channel. So it basically means it is successfully bundled. Kuha po, class?
Yes po.
Now, I've told you earlier, sir, binanggit nyo kanina, an ether channel in this case, it is a trunk. No? Can we check the ether channel using the show interface trunk command? Yes, pwede po, class. Ito po. Mag-show interface trunk kayo. Show in trunk. Okay? So, based on the output of your show interface trunk, okay, what are your current trunk links? So, you have one, which is port channel 1. Okay? Mode is on. Iba po yan dun sa mode on, sa active passive, iba yan. No? Kasi sabi ko nga kanina, a port channel is treated as a single logical interface. The modes that we are configuring, they are configured or they are done on the actual physical interfaces. Okay? Encapsulation, so may 802.1q ka. Okay, this is currently trunking. The native VLAN set between switch 0 and switch 2 is VLAN 1. Mark, kindly fast forward your, there is a fast forward time. Paki-fast forward time. Kasi pag ayan standalone, no, hindi successfully bundled yan. Just follow the script that I've posted.
Sir, I have a question po.
Yes, Mikey, yes.
Kapag suspended po ba, what does that mean, sir?
Suspended, it basically means that port channel is, so kung naka-standalone or suspended siya, it basically means two things. No, first, you haven't successfully bundled your interfaces. Okay. Next is you might be using the wrong physical cable. No? So, ang question ko, ano bang ginamit yung kable? No? Did you use crossover?
Yes po, sir.
You have a problem with layer 1 pag ganyan kasi pag ganyan yan.
So, if ganito po, sir, i-retype lang po namin yung buong configuration.
Yes.
Okay po.
So mag-no shutdown kayo dun sa physical interface, no? Pati na rin doon sa mismong port channel. Ito, oh. Dadagdagan ko to, class, ha. Ito na sundan nyo. Although, tinype ko naman din doon sa chat message, no? I-enable nyo na rin yung physical interfaces. No shut na kayo. Ito. How about the others? Nagawa naman po ba?
Sir, clarify lang po. So, if,
Yes.
for example, we either have an S or an I, yung mangyayari po is, i-retype po yung buong, for the whole block of code for switch 0 and switch 2.
It's one of two things. It's either hindi naka-enable yung physical interfaces, no? Kaya kanina 'di ba dinagdag ko yung no shutdown,
Apo.
no? Or yun nga, mali yung kable na ginamit.
Okay.
So switch to switch, wag kakalimutan yun. Pag like devices, crossover, no? Unlike straight through.
Okay po, sir. Thank you po.
Can we now move on between switch 0 and switch 1? Pwede na, class? Can we now move on with switch 0 and switch 1?
Sir.
Yes. Sige. Let's now move on to step letter D. Okay. So we will be configuring switch 0 to switch 1. No? In this case, no, we cannot use any more port channel ID 1. No, kasi gamit na ni switch 0 yung port channel 1 facing switch number 2. We cannot use the same port channel ID between switch 0 and switch 1. No, assign a different port channel ID. In this case, use port channel ID 2. Okay. So for switch 0 and switch 1, no? So switch 0, okay, int range FA0/16 to 18. Okay. Channel dash group space 2 space mode. Okay. In this case, it's desirable. Okay. No shutdown. Then create the actual port channel interface. Port channel 2 switch port mode trunk, then no shutdown. Okay. Next, for switch number 1, same command can be done as well for switch number 1. Okay. However, no, for endpoint in switch number 1, we'll be configuring auto onto it. No. So I'll be sharing with you my screen for switch number 0 first. Now let's start with switch number 0. So int range FA0/16-18 channel dash group space 2 space mode desirable no shut interface port channel 2 switch port mode trunk no shutdown. Okay, I'll be sharing with you the script in the chat message. Mark, let's isolate it later, ha? Okay. No, DTP, yung dynamic trunking protocol mode, no? Were you able to follow the script, Mark? Ginawa mo yung naka-indicate ngayon sa chat message?
Yes po sir, pati po kanina.
All right. Okay. Mamaya natin i-troubleshoot yan. Okay. Next, let's now move on with switch number 1. No, I'll be sharing with you my screen for switch number 1. Okay. So int range FA0/16 to 18. Channel dash group space 2 space mode auto. no shut. Then interface port channel 2, switch port mode trunk, no shutdown. I'll be sharing with you the script for switch 1. So nagawa po ba for both switch 0 and switch 1? Natapos po for step letter B. Class?
Yes po, sir.
Wala nang nasagot ah.
Yes po, sir.
Okay, so for switch number 1 class, perform show ether channel summary. Okay. So under switch 1, okay, there is port channel 2. Okay. So it is SU, this is a layer 2 ether channel. Okay, currently in use. Protocol it's PAGP. Okay. Then the current ports bundled onto it 16, 17 and 18. Do you have the same output class? Yung mga may
Yes.
problema, don't worry, we'll tackle it later.
Yes po, sir. Same output po.
Nasusundan po ba? Sige, next. Okay. Let's now move on to step letter C. Okay. So for step letter C, okay, we will now be configuring switch 1 to switch 3. In this case, we will be assigning it as port channel 3. Okay. So this is the same command to be implemented in both switch 1 and switch 3. No? So int range FA0/20 to 22, channel dash group space 3, mode, okay, active, no shut, then interface port channel 3, switch port mode trunk, no shutdown. Okay, that's the same config to be done for both switch 1 and switch 3 for port channel 3, which will be configured as lock P. Sige po, I'll be sharing with you my screen. O, switch 1 po tayo. Int range FA0/20 to 22. Channel dash group space 3 space mode active. No shutdown. Then interface port channel 3. Switch port mode trunk. No shut. I'll be sharing with you the script, no, in the chat message. Nagawa po class kay switch number 1.
Yes po, sir.
Yes po, sir.
Next, do the same config as well for switch number 3. I'll be sharing with you my screen for switch number 3. No, it's not case sensitive, JC. No? But what you need to consider is, dapat the port channel ID should be consistent between the two endpoints. Kung port channel 1 yung dinefine mo sa kabila, port channel 1 din dapat dun sa kabilang endpoint. Okay. So let's now move on with switch number 3. Int range FA0/20 to 22. channel dash group space 3, also set it as active. No shutdown. Then interface port channel 3, switch port mode trunk, no shut. Was everyone able to follow for switch number 3?
Yes, sir.
Class?
Yes po.
Sige. Let's validate in switch number 3. No? Show Etherchannel summary. Let's check if port channel 3 LACP was made. No? So under switch number 3, you have group number 3, the port channel ID. Port channel ID 3 is SU. This is a layer 2 Etherchannel. Protocol, it's LACP. Then these are the bundled interfaces, the 3 bundled interfaces, 20, 21, and 22. Okay. Nakasunod po ba?
Yes
po, sir.
Class? Those that had a problem earlier, was it resolved already?
Not yet.
Not yet, sige. All right, time check, it's 8:16. Let's meet again by 8:30 p.m. Okay? Sige. Sino yung may mga problema ulit?
Ako po, sir.
Ako rin po, sir.
Ako din po.
Ako rin po, sir.
Sige. So, isa-isahin muna natin, ha? Okay? So, what type of cable did you use between the switches?
Copper crossover, sir.
Crossover, ha?
po.
Copper crossover
Make sure
din po.
it's crossover. Okay? Next, did you follow the port index? So pag sinabing port index, ito FA020, FA021, FA022. Kasi baka ang nasa inyo is FA 1/20, FA1/21, FA1/22.
Tama naman, sir.
Tama yung port
Naka-FA0 naman
index?
po.
Same po din sa akin.
Okay, sige. How about for the others?
Same rin.
Same din po.
So tayo mag-check.
Same po.
Go to switch 0 class. Punta kayo ng switch 0. Sige, papakita ko sa inyo yung screen ko. So, what I want you to do in kita yung switch 0 class.
Yes, sir. Kita po.
What
Yes
I
po.
want you to do, perform a show run command. Show space run, SH space run. Okay, then hit the space bar. Hit the space bar. Okay. Check FA016. Ganito yung FA016 nyo.
Yes po.
May switch port mode trunk po, pero wala po yung channel group.
Walang channel group 2. Sige.
Yung akin po, sir, meron.
Sige.
Akin din po, sir.
Akin din po, sir, meron. Channel group 2.
Sige. Okay. Yung mga wala, okay, pakilagyan. Okay? Doon sa mga walang channel group command under the interface, pakilagyan po. Okay. Next. Okay na po, class? Class, nasusundan po ako?
Yes po, nalagyan na
Yes,
po.
sir.
Sige. Next. Okay. Your interface port channel, does it have a switch port mode trunk? Meron po ba o wala?
Sir, sa akin po wala.
Meron po.
Meron. Sige. Yung mga wala,
Sir,
pakilagyan
yung-
ng interface port channel 1. So pasok kayo ng port channel, switch port mode trunk, then no shut.
Sir, ano po yung command po ulit?
The command is ito. pasok ka sa interface, interface port channel 1, switch port mode trunk. Then interface port channel 2, switch port mode trunk.
I mean, para po lumabas lahat po yan, yung interface port channel 1 po. Yan po ba yung kasali sa
Show
start?
Etherchannel sum. Hindi, wag na muna yon. Sa running config muna tayo. Punta kayo ng running config, pag wala yung switch port mode trunk, lagyan niyo. Class, naririnig pa po ba ako?
Yes po.
Sir,
Okay. Now what I want you to do, so yun yung ginawa nating validation kay switch 0. Paki-check din kay switch 1, switch 2 at kay switch 3. No? Paki-check kung yung interface, yung isa kanina ito, sa interface, meron ka bang channel group 2 mode desirable at meron kang switch port mode trunk under it. Okay? Then second, sa interface port channel dapat may switch port mode trunk. Sige po, pakigawa po muna. Okay,
sir,
switch 1, switch 2, and switch 3.
sir, maayos pong na-configure yung code na int port channel 1 switch mode trunk no shot. Wala pong error pero nung nag-show run po, hindi pa rin po siya visible.
Pahingi ako ng running config mo.
Paano pong gagawin?
Show run ka. Tapos isave mo sa text, notepad, send mo sa akin.
Sir,
Yes.
naayos ko po yung sa akin, nagpipo siya lahat.
Ano?
Naayos ko po yung sa akin, sir.
Mm-mm.
Nagpipo siya lahat. Nung huling
Alright.
discussion po kasi, sir, parang isang interface lang po yung naka-switch mode trunk. Yung sa command na
Alright.
binigay nyo po.
Hindi,
Tapos
yun nga.
yung command
ang
po,
ginagawa rin kasi nung sige. Ganito ang
nag-error
gagawin
po siya
natin.
nung
Kaya
nag-bundle, sir.
yun yung ganito muna, makinig. Okay? So, the reason why we configure switch port mode trunk dun sa loob ng port channel para lahat ng interfaces maging trunk. Yes, you're correct. Tama yun, no? Tama naman na yung unang interface. For example, yung port 20, port 16, yun naman talaga yung mga trunk, di ba? Yun yung ginawa natin last time. Now, the reason why we created interface port channel 1, no? Tapos naglagay tayo ng switch port mode trunk sa loob para simultaneously ma-configure yung mga interface. Ngayon, sige, ganito ang gagawin natin. Makinig po ha, makinig. Alright. Okay? Makinig po. Okay? So what I want you to do, class, sige, ganito. Okay? So itatype ko yung mga config ha, pakigawa po ngayon doon sa may mga problema. Okay? Ganito gagawin natin. Oh, sorry. Wait lang, class. Wag mo nang gawin yan. Wait lang. Sige. Gagawan natin ng switch port mode trunk muna sa unahan, saka natin i-member sa Etherchannel. No? Eto, class, for example, sige. Pakigawa lahat to ha, ulit. Yan. Okay, switch 0, yan. Okay, switch 2 yan. Pakigawa yan. Tinatype ko na, class, ha? Ayan, class. Pakigawa po yan. So what we did was, no, inunahan muna natin ng switch port mode trunk doon sa physical interface, pero naglagay pa rin tayo ng switch port mode trunk doon sa mismong port channel. So was there any improvement? Class, was there any improvement, class?
Sir, nag-configure ba po, sir?
Sige. May mga ibang Cisco iOS din kasi talaga, no? There are several factors, no? Minsan hindi kumakagat yung nandoon sa loob ng port channel, no? Kailangan mo munang unahin doon sa ilalim ng mismong physical interface yung switch port mode trunk.
Per I pa rin po.
Sige, don't worry. We will check.
Okay na po sa akin, sir.
Nag-okay yung iba?
Yes po.
How about the others? Ayun,
Nag-okay
wala
na rin
nang...
po.
Ha? Okay na? Nag-okay na?
Yes.
All right. So ang nangyari lang, no, from what we've experienced, no, hindi kumakagat yung nauna kong binigay, no. So there's another workaround. Okay? So what we can do, balikan ko lang ulit, share ko lang yung mismong diagram, ha. Kita po, class, kita yung screen ko.
Yes po, sir.
Yes. So, what we can do is, so ito na lang sundan nyo. Okay? So, go to the physical interface, then iset muna as trunk. Okay? Then, saka ipasok yung channel group 1 mode passive. Okay? Then, create the port channel, set it to trunk, then no shot. Ganun na lang. Ito na lang. Kung ano yung naka-post ngayon, yun na yung updated config. Okay? Sino pa yung may problema? Mark?
Okay na din po yung sa akin.
Okay na.
Yung akin po, sir, ayaw pa rin.
Sige. Mark, pakisend ulit ng running config mo. Yun ba yung pinadala mo kanina, Mark, no?
Opo. Mag-send po ako ulit.
Sige, send mo ulit. Pero nagawa mo na itong pinagagawa ko? Yung nasa chat?
Yung sa 0 and 2 pa lang po, pero...
Hindi. Kumpletuhin mo. Kumpletuhin mo.
Sige po, sir.
Sige, kumpletuhin mo. But the rest, okay na yung iba?
Sir, di pa po.
Sige.
Sir, tanong ko lang po ulit to check if gumagana pa yung LACP and yung PAGP.
Mikey, sorry, what did you say? How to check and validate the port channel?
Yeah, yes po, sir.
Okay. The command is show space Etherchannel, one word, space summary. Show Etherchannel summary. I'll be typing it.
Sige po, sir.
Mark, napadala mo na, Mark?
Wait lang po sir, nagko-configure lang po.
Sige, sige. Copy-paste lang, copy-paste.
Sir, okay na po. Pero may tanong lang po ako sa config ko po. May I send it na lang?
Come again, sorry, I just went out. Ano yun?
Okay na po siya, sir. Nag-in na po lahat. Pero may kulang po sa config ko po when we were doing the show run po.
What is lacking? What is missing?
Wait na po. Show run ko po ulit. Sir, pwede ko po i-send yung screenshot po sa inyo.
Sige, no problem. Mark Cortez, no, ang napansin ko kanina doon sa pinadala mong running config sa akin, no, yun yan, yung binabanggit kanina ng isa, no, sir, no, kaya hindi kumakagat yung Etherchannel, kaya hindi successful yung link bonding natin. Kasi yung nauna, yung port 20, port 16, yun lang yung may trunk. Yun yung napansin ko, yung 21, 22 mo, walang trunk, yung 17, 18 mo, walang trunk. No? Kaya yung pinagawa ko kanina nung pinaulit ko, pasok do sa interface, then switch port mode trunk muna.
Sir, sinusundan ko po yan. Tapos ngayon po nag-check po ako. Okay na po yung switch 0 and switch 1. Nung chinek ko po yung sa
Alright.
switch 1, ay yung sa switch 2 po, naka-I po siya. Pero
Alright.
sa switch 0 po, P na po siya.
Fast forward time mo. Wait lang, I'm checking your outputs.
Sir, excuse po.
Mikey, I'm checking your config. Yep. Pakipasok yung interface port channel 1. Interface port naipasok mo kanina yon, yung interface port channel 1, switch port mode trunk no shot. Mikey?
Hello po, sorry.
Yes.
I wasn't able to put it in because I wasn't able to keep up when we were about to put in the interfaces last time.
Pero pakigawa pa rin. You still need to configure interface port channel 1, switch port mode trunk, then basta kung ano yung naka-indicate kanina sa packet tracer window ko. Ito siya. This one. This segment.
Sige po, sir.
This one.
Okay po. Thank you po.
Yes, Mark.
Sir, chinek ko na po lahat ng switch. Yung switch 2 lang po yung I. Tas kahit nireconfigure ko po siya, I pa rin po.
So okay ka na between switch 0 to switch 1 and
Opo.
switch 1 to switch 3.
Opo.
Okay na yun. So switch 2 na lang. Sige. Mark, pahingi ako ng show running config mo ng switch 2.
Okay po, sir.
Ay, wait lang. Before we do that, wait lang. May papagawa ako. Okay. Sige, Mark. Punta ka ng switch number 2.
Okay po, sir.
Okay. Then, interface port channel 1. Type shot. So, interface port channel 1, enter, then type shot. Okay. Then type no shot again. So, nirefresh natin yung interface. Shot, no shot.
Okay po.
Sir?
After po nung no shot, nag-change state to down.
To down.
Down.
Sige. Okay. Next, Mark. Okay. Go to interface. So, interface range FA020-22.
Okay po.
Shot, no shot ka rin doon. So, type shot. Disable the interface, then no shot again.
Okay na po.
Nag-up na.
Yung dulo po, opo.
But the Etherchannel is successfully bundled, Pina.
Check ko po. Wait lang po.
Mm-mm.
Sir, for my switch 0 and switch 1 po, everything else is P na po. Pero yung FA 0/18 po, naka-down siya.
Naka-down pa rin yung FA018.
Yes po.
Okay. Paki-check kung anong switch yan? Switch
1 and 0 po.
switch 1 and 0.
Yes po.
Sige. Pakigawa itong config na ito. Paki-check mag-show run ka, Kisha. Then kindly check if this config is configured under port 18. Ito.
Or
Hello po, sir.
Yes.
Yung akin po okay na po siya. Pero yung nangyari na lang po is FA06 para /16 po sa switch 0, naging D po siya.
Naging?
Pero lahat po naging P na. Yung sa FA 0/16 po, naging D po.
It should be P. It should be port channel in use.
Ulitin ko lang po ulit yung...
Ito yung updated config, nakapaskil ngayon. Kindly check your interfaces if they are similar to what is projected here in the screen.
Sir, yung akin naman po, yung iba po, P po, yung iba po ay, hindi ko po gets, but ganun po.
Again, no, just kindly follow the config in my screen. Pwede niyong gawin, no? Shut, no shut kayo. Pasok kayo doon sa interface, shut it off, then enable it. Yes, Kester. Wait lang nga, isa-isa lang. Kester.
Sir, bali okay na sir sa ano sir sa switch 1 and switch 3 po. Bali nakaano na po siya, nakapin na po siya. Ang problem ko na lang sir sa sa switch 0 and switch 2. Bali lahat po naka-I na.
So just follow again the script. Just redo the script that I posted here.
Okay sir, thank you po.
Kisha, yes.
Sir, when I check yung sa showrun po, yan po yung nandoon.
Yan yung nandoon. Sige. So, pasok ka ulit sa FA018 ng switch 0 and switch 1. Shut them off. Shut, then no shut.
Saan po, sir?
So, for example, switch 0, interface FA018. Shut, then no shut.
Oh, okay. And then check ko po sa Etherchannel sa main.
Tapos yung kabila rin, shut, no shut.
Okay na po.
Check again the status.
Change state to down po.
Fast forward time, can you enter yung fast forward time na tab?
Sige po.
Oo. Isha, can you send to me a private message? Paki-send sa akin yung running config ng FA018 mo.
Okay po.
Dun sa iba, wait lang po So what we did class, no, from what I've noticed, no, yung mga ibang hindi napagana during the first time that I've implemented Etherchannel, hindi kumakagat ito. Para saan ba tong so di ba ang ginawa natin was interface, member them onto channel group 1, then gawa ng port channel set to switch port mode trunk. Ano bang ginagawa ng command na to aside from creating the port channel? So what this command do, if you put switch port mode trunk under it, all of the interfaces membered under port channel 1 will be immediately set to trunk, no? However, from what I've noticed earlier, no, hindi kumakagat yung switch port mode trunk based sa running config, no? Kaya what we did was, no, under the physical interface, we've also configured switch port mode trunk as well. No, mukhang yung ibang iOS or ibang Cisco packet rate, may mga gantong bug, no? It's very it can be encountered in some Cisco packet tracers. May mga na-encounter na ako dating ganito, no? So minsan hindi kumakagat tong command na ito no? That's why we go direct to the physical interface. We set the switch port mode trunk there. So ang gawin nyo na lang during the lab is similar to what is posted right now. Isha, alam ko na yung mali mo for FA018. Ayun, no? Tignan mo. Both of your endpoints are set as auto. So wala kang mabubuong
right.
you cannot create a PAGP kasi both of them are just listening. One should always initiate PAGP. So dapat yung isa iset mo as desirable.
Okay po.
Kaya nga sabi ko nga sa inyo, tignan lang itong config. No, just check the config that I posted here. Kasi hindi naman lahat yan ma-check ko obviously, no? We're not on a face-to-face setup. Tingnan niyo lang po ito. Any questions pa po? Can we now move on forward? Meron pa po bang may mga issue pa sa Etherchannel?
Sir?
Gas?
Sir?
Yes.
Sa akin po sa switch 2 lang po may problem.
Hindi pa rin yung sa'yo, Mark?
Iba po yung akin, sir.
Ano yung lumalabas sa'yo, Mark?
For switch 2 po, yung ports
Sige,
FA020.
send mo sa akin yung running config mo ng switch. Ang problema mo yung switch 0 to switch 2, no?
Ibang mark po.
Yes, Mark Quinto, yes.
Apo, yung ano lang po, switch 2 po. Yun lang po yung I.
Anong problema mo doon particularly sa switch 2?
For FA020 to 22 po. Yun lang po yung
sige.
I po.
Pahingi
The
ako
rest
ng running config mo ng switch 0 port 22 tsaka FA022 ng switch 2.
Okay po, sir.
So switch 0 and switch 2 pakibigay yung FA022 sa akin. Kester, yes.
Sir, sa akin, sir, switch 2 na lang din po, sir, ang ko po, ang problem ko po.
Ano particularly in switch 2?
Sir, yung 20 to 20, 2 po, bali ano sir, naka-I po siya, standalone.
Pakisend sa akin yung running config ng switch 0 tsaka switch 2.
Sir,
Yung
yung
20,
show run.
21, 22.
Sir, yung show run po.
Oo, yung show run.
Okay sir, wait lang po.
Kisha, okay na yung sa'yo?
Ganun pa rin po, sir. When I
Sige,
check
shot
po,
no
sir.
shot ka.
For both switches po.
Yes. Wait lang. Yung 16 and 17 mo, did you set it as well to auto?
I set it to desirable na po.
You set it to desirable, sige.
Sir, nung nag-shot no shot po ako for FA0/16 to 18, yung naggalaw lang po yung 16 at saka 17. Tapos yung 18 po, naka-down pa rin siya.
Naka-down pa rin. Sige, wait lang.
Okay.
Wag yung buong config. Ang kailangan ko lang yung yung interface. Masyadong mahaba yung buong config. So for Marquito, your config is correct.
Okay po, sir. So, switch to na lang po
Pag
yung...
ganyan, i-shot no shot mo lang yung interface, yung physical interfaces, pati yung mismong port channel.
Sa switch 2 po, sir?
Doon kung saan ka may problema.
Okay po. So,
Sir?
paano po ulit? Shot, no shot po.
Go to the interface, shot, then no shot ulit.
Okay po. Thank you, sir.
Yes, Mikey.
Sir, yung sa switch 2 ko po, nag-I po yung FA020 ko po. Isisend ko po yung config po.
But was it working earlier already?
Yes, it was working earlier, tas nag-I po siya bigla.
Wait lang ah. It's already 8:49. Sige. So yung mga walang question po, you may leave. No? We'll be continuing our discussion this coming Thursday. Naubos na sa troubleshooting eh. Okay? Yung mga walang problema, I won't be giving the lab po muna. Sige. Yung mga wala na pong tanong, you may leave. No? For those that have still inquiries, no, please stay.
Thank you po, sir.
Sige po, sir.
All right, welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you po, sir.